Being willing to stand up for yourself is one of the most important qualities you can have towards having a happy, successful, and fulfilled life. What's going on, everybody? I'm Anthony Russo. It's time for the Daily Truth on this lovely Monday morning. And Reese, if you do watch this, yes, I shoot these live. I was doing canned, recorded ones in the very early days, probably 400 of these ago. But no, if I get up, I do them. Sometimes I do them in the afternoon. Sometimes I do them in the morning. I don't know. But I do have a call in about 9 minutes. So I want to get right into today's Daily Truth. Like this video, share this video, do all said things with this video. It's a big week. We only got 1 week left before I start my next ideation of the speaking, transformational speaking with Double Down. So we've got 3 spots left for the paid class that starts not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. If you're on OBBM, it starts tomorrow. So if you want to get in it, reach out. We'll be doing the Thursday class. I'll be starting a Thursday class probably sometime in June, but the main one, maybe June, early July. We'll see. We'll see how many over we are. So that's what we got. Make sure you join this week's Double Down Speaking Wednesday night webinar, which is free. It's a workshop. I say webinar, shouldn't be a webinar. It's a workshop. It's interactive. It's fun. Everybody gets involved. So make sure you check that out too. So just go to doubledownspeaking.com to register. Last week, we set our record. We had 15 people on there. It's a lot of people. And I will max it. I'm going to max it out at 15. Once you hit 15, that's the max we can have. But hopefully we'll have about 8 to 10 this week. That's my favorite kind of number. But go ahead and register for that at doubledownspeaking.com. Go to my Instagram if you want to look at all the other stuff we've got. It's the end of the month. If anybody wants their Make Wellness Peptides, this makes month number 5 where I am a premier affiliate, which means I make a minimum of $500. You know, I talk about it every day, but it's not like I do that much, and I make a little side money. If you're interested in taking these Make Wellness bioactive peptides, go ahead and check out that link if you're interested in potentially making a little side business, a little side hustle. We got a great team. Kendall in Kentucky. Cash is on my team. Chad Prather's on the team. There's a whole bunch of people on the team. So if you want to join that group, that's how we do it. So it's time to get started. Kelly hates when I drink coffee on there, but I'm doing it. So I've been reading. I just finished. What's that? Aesthetically pleasing. So I just finished a book suggested by Kelly's aunt, which was fantastic. It's called Rich Routines, Simple Habits That Enrich Every Area of Your Life by Steve Houghton. I just finished it up. It's short on Audible. I did it at 1.3 speed, and it was like 3 hours and 10 minutes. That's it. It was very easy. There were some interesting points. There's something funny. I was at the gym, and it made me remember something that I forgot about my childhood, about the way that my dad treated me when there was a kid bullying me in 5th grade or so, 5th or 6th grade. He was a grade. So I was in 5th. He must've been in 6th. We never actually fought, by the way, like this book said, which is interesting because I stood up with my voice and I stood up to him with my voice and did get in trouble for that. By the way, I remember I had to go to the principal's office, and I remember the terror when my mom heard my dad was like trying to teach me to fight. But Steve had this exact same moment in this book where he went to his dad to tell him how he'd been bullied at school by this guy that's a bully. And his father said he was expecting his father to feel pity for him or, to console him, whatever it was. And his father instead, exact same experience that I had, said, well, you're going to have to fight back. And I remember that he even said that his dad taught him how to fight a little bit. I remember being on my parents' bed and like my dad teaching me how to use my fists, which is hilarious because we never actually really fought. Sounds like this was in middle school for Steve, and he actually fought the bully, and apparently he beat him up, I think. Or they said it went for a while. He stood his own ground, it sounds like. But ultimately, I was like, wow, I totally forgot about this. And I always talk about the fact that I constantly stand with the idea that I need to stand up against bullies. I always need to use my voice. I need to speak up. I hate seeing injustice. I hate seeing bullying. I hate seeing all of these things. And I realized that it probably started in that moment. And there was an interesting point. This is something to take with you, is when Steve was talking about this is, people, from a Christian perspective, you always want to lead with love or kindness or whatever it is. But if you are not in a position of strength, when it's time to lead in kindness, all of a sudden you get yourself into trouble. That is a sign of weakness. That's why people associate kindness with weakness. You have to put yourself in a position of strength first before you're the kind one saying, you know what? Let's not worry about it. Let's call it bygone. Let's let bygones be bygones. Let's just chill out. Let's just let it be. So it's an interesting trading point where you have to realize you have to stand up for yourself. You just can't go around just being kind and being like, oh, you hit me across the face or you stole my this or this. It's okay. The first thing you have to do is put yourself in a position of strength, and then you can be kind. So stand up to the bullies in your life. Stand up to the people that are potentially, I say this word carefully, oppressing you in your daily life, your work, your whatever it might be, your business, your industry. Stand up to them first and then show them mercy. But it does not start with you showing mercy when you're in a place of weakness. And I think that this lesson, probably looking back, is one of the most important things, especially hearing Steve say it in his book. Probably one of the most important things I was taught, and probably the reason why I fight so hard for the people around me, fight so hard for the to fight against the bullies and fight against the injustices and fight against that. I think that that is probably one of the greatest things that was instilled in me growing up. And I found that interesting. When I heard that in the book, it all of a sudden was like, bam, it hit me in the head. And I was like, I cannot believe I forgot about this. And I honestly have no idea what happened to that bully these days. Wait, was it Tommy Grulich? My buddy Tommy? I don't know. It was on the bus. It's all coming back to me now. It was on the bus, and it might be Tommy. I can't remember. Anyways, Tommy's a friend of mine now. Gosh, who was it? It could be Tommy. Anyways, it's amazing when you realize that there's certain little triggers growing up. And the last thing I'll give you is, if you are a parent raising a son, I think that although we live in a crazy world, and maybe in high school it's a little too late, I think we're learning that, where it's like you don't want anybody to stand up for themselves because God knows who's got a gun, a knife, or whatever it might be. But if you live in decent communities, Frisco is too, but whatever. If you're a little bit younger, whether it's elementary school or early middle school, I think that idea of like, look, if it takes you having to go to the principal's office, you got to stand up for yourself. If you want to be the first one to get hit, and then retaliate. Make sure people see it. I know that sounds weird, but as somebody that's never truly been in like a huge brawl or a major fight and uses words for everything, I can tell you that mentality is something very important for a man to live their life in. Plain and simple. I have to say that. All right, guys, like this video, share this video, do all things with this video. I'm wearing my Pets Are a Lifetime Commitment shirt today. If you want to check those out, go to my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo. That's the place to see it. And that's pretty much what I got for you. All my different things are on there, whether it's Century H2O Water, happy birthday, Dawn, from there, Dawn McElveen. And then the t-shirts, use Truth for 20% off. On the water, use Russo 10 for 10% off. Soon to be adding some beef tallow balm to the affiliates on there. I've been using it. If you're wondering why I'm looking so young, that's why. And of course, Make Wellness Peptides. Check that out as well. See you at my speaking class this week, doubledownspeaking.com. Take it easy, everybody. God bless. Don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human.